Hello, everyone. My name is Benita Perkins, president of Benny Girl Healthy Lifestyle Branding and Communication. And I also, under that hat, work with Durham County uh, with their employee wellness programming. And today's program or today's webinar reaches out to both my Benny Girl folks and my Durham County employee folks. I've been doing wellness programming for many years, and my forte is activity, exercise, and fitness. And so this webinar on fasted cardio is right up that alley. I like to talk about and bring up tips for making our workouts more effective and efficient, because it's all about our quality of life and about, being as present as we can be for the time we have. So I want to talk about fasted cardio because it has been a conversation over the past couple of years. And is it good to do? Let's find out. I'm going to share my screen. And let me get to here we go. Okay. Is fasted cardio for you? And let me just, hold on one second. There we go. Over my 15 years career as a fitness professional, my axiom has always been that people should not take my cardio class without eating beforehand. The rationale is that the body needs the energy source of carbs to relay into an effective workout that will allow one to get their heart rate to a necessary fat burning zone. My training is that when we exert energy, our bodies go to carb stores first for their energy needs. And when depleted, they turn to fat stores. Not having energy resources should relay into the body not being able to give all it can to get expected results. Several years ago, a friend confided to me that when she lamented about the lack of weight loss to her trainer, he responded that she run on the treadmill in the morning before eating. It sounded like a way to shock the body short-term, but not a long-term solution. Will foregoing morning oatmeal lead to weight loss? This response goes against my intuitive logic. So I've decided to research this practice known as fasted cardio. Early morning unfueled workouts are a common protocol among bodybuilders, especially in preparation for competition when they need to lean out as much as possible before they walk on stage. Some celebrities also turn to this technique to get ready for their close-up, whether that's a photo shoot or a red carpet event. The science or definition, if you will, of fasted cardio is that performing cardio exercises on an empty stomach forces the body to break down stored fats in order to fuel the workout. In this situation, your insulin levels are low and will not interfere with the fat burning process, thus allowing you to access and burn more stored fat for fuel. Here's the science behind it. When we eat food, it gets broken down into various molecules that our cells can use, and these molecules are released into the blood. Insulin is released as well, and its job is to shuttle these molecules into cells. Depending on how much food you eat in a meal, your insulin levels can remain elevated for several hours. When the body is digesting and absorbing what we've eaten, it is in a fed or postprandial state, having to do with a meal. This raises insulin levels. Once your body has finished processing and absorbing the nutrients, insulin levels drop to a minimum low or baseline level, and the body enters a fasted or post-absorptive state. Every day, our body moves between fed and fasted or postprandial and post-absorptive states. Higher insulin levels means the body will use less fat for energy, both body fat and dietary fat. Consequently, when we eat food, the body basically shuts down its fat burning mechanism and lives off the energy provided by the meal. It also stores a portion of the excess energy as body fat for later use. As your body processes and absorbs the food, insulin levels decline, which tells the body to start going to fat for energy as the fuel. from the meal that is running out. Finally, when the absorption is complete, your body is fully running off of its own fat stores for energy, which means fasted cardio if we are exercising in this state. Seems intuitive, right? A recent study from the UK published in the British Journal of Nutrition did find that when subjects were fasted during morning cardio, they burned 20% more fat than when they had a meal beforehand. However, this loss was during exercise, not during the post-exercise stage when metabolism gains are most important. Overall studies bear out that there is no significant fat loss or weight loss. There is no significant fat loss or weight loss from fasted cardio practice. In a controlled study, 20 young females, all healthy and with recent aerobic training experience, were divided into two groups. All participants were prescribed the same calorie-restricted diet along with the same steady-state cardio routines. The only variable was that one group was fed, meaning they would be given a shake before performing cardio, while the other group was fasted, meaning they would have to wait to consume the shake after their workout. The study showed that everyone lost fat primarily because of supervised dietary restrictions and mandatory exercises. The study concluded that there was no statistically significant difference in fat loss between the groups. Both fasted and fed groups lost an average of 2 pounds of fat after the 4-week-long intervention. Another study confirmed that although fasted runs may help adapt the body to more efficiently burn fat as a fuel, and I'll discuss that in a little bit, they didn't help athletes lose weight or improve their aerobic conditioning or endurance. Why doesn't this brief increase in fat oxidation lead to a reduction in body fat? Well, the body seems to respond to the increased morning fat burn by compensating later in the day with a decrease. Over the course of 24 hours, it all seems to even out. In fact, there was even research that suggests when looking over a 24-hour period, fat burning might be slightly higher with fed cardio when compared to fasting, again, over a 24-hour period. And then there's a study that suggests that eating carbs before working out increases the post-exercise afterburn effect more than the fasted state. Also known as EPOC, excess post-exercise oxygen consumption is the scientific term for the afterburn effect, which can help you burn more calories long after you've left the gym. When a person works out at an intensity they can't sustain for a long period of time, two things happen. Their muscles begin to burn and they start feeling out of breath. Why? Upon exertion, muscles start to fill up with lactic acid. That's the chemical responsible for that burning feeling. And the body's oxygen stores become depleted. These high intensity training sessions force the body to work harder to build back oxygen stores for a period of 16 to 24 hours after your workout. The result, more calories burned than if you'd exercise at a lower intensity for the same period of time or longer. Think about it like maxing out your credit card. During rest, your body has to work harder to clear away the lactic acid and pay back its oxygen debt. Exactly how much you can burn after exercising directly correlates to the duration and intensity of your workout. That means more calories burned throughout the day, not just during your sweat sessions. So what's happening is when you're eating before you work out, you give your body permission to work harder, meaning the intensive levels are going to be harder, and you're going to, use more oxygen, build more lactic acid, and your body's going to have to work harder afterwards to get rid of it. So the fed state allows you to work harder and put you in that EPOC position, a better EPOC position. What are the risks of fasted cardio? One, it can hinder muscle building. If there are not enough carbs in your system for energy, your body begins a process called glucogenesis, which converts protein into fuel. This means there's less protein left to rebuild muscle. So if you're trying to get more toned and fit, fasted cardio might actually hinder that ability to, build and tone those muscles. Low intensity steady state cardio may be a better may be better than higher intensity exercises in a fasted state. So if you are going to exercise in a fasted state, it's best to do lower intensity steady state exercises like brisk walks, but not to be in a high intensity exercise format. It may hinder performance, especially if you're knocking out the moderate or high intensity workouts, which we've talked about with the EPOC, like HIIT, boot camp, or weight training. On an empty stomach, your energy levels will not be up to par without some fuel beforehand. Also look out for signs for low blood sugar and dehydration. Many trainers, as I do, feel that if you don't eat before exercising, you're not going to have the energy to train at full capacity and will be more likely to hit an energy wall. In fact, research has shown that making a habit of hitting the weights without fuel can lead to the breakdown of the muscle, as we mentioned, and the return on investment for proper fueling will make it back to you and how you feel during your workout and over the long term. And I'm going to come back to this one. But fasted cardio is not for everyone. Avoid fasted cardio if you have a medical condition that's affected by low blood sugar or blood pressure, or if you're pregnant. It's also best for complete beginners to shy away from fasted cardio. Understanding your body well should be the first step before your exercise journey. So I'm going to go all the way through to get to the end. Up. Hopefully you can see the current slide where fasted cardio may be helpful. It's found that over the years, once people drop the majority of their total body fat, fasted cardio seems to work well on that resistant or stubborn area. There's no direct data to reference. It might be that when a person only has a small amount of fat lingering in hard to attack areas, exercising in a fasted cardio state can spark those resistant fat cells to release stored fat, so it can be burned for fuel. That may be one benefit. The other may be that long-term cardio appears to lead to molecular adaptations favoring fat oxidation. This may be of interest to athletes in sports where preferential fuel utilization can give them an edge. Mechanically, these imply that fasted training may help athletes like those that compete in endurance events, since fat is an important fuel for those activities, or those that compete in sports like CrossFit that require some flexibility in fuel utilization. And what happens when you're in endurance races, once you use up all your carbs, your body is operating on fat to fuel your energy needs. And endurance, if you can effectively utilize those fat stores to provide that energy, it can be a benefit. And maybe that is where fasted cardio can be helpful in training your body to better utilize the fat stores for those really high endurance activities. Overall, the final analysis is that fasted cardio is a personal choice with no apparent up or downside. Different people work out best under different circumstances, and deciding whether someone should eat before training can be like telling them what time of day to work or to do a workout, or which diet they should follow. It largely depends on what works best for the individual. It gives permission to exercise on an empty stomach if that is a lifestyle preference, but one will not lose more fat or weight compared with someone who consumes a banana or a bowl of granola before working out. And so that's fasted cardio in a nutshell. Hopefully the information was informative and allows you to make better decisions when you're deciding how you want to work out, whether you want to have that bowl of granola or not. So either way, what's most important is getting that workout in. Thank you very much. And I look forward to talking to you at the next webinar. Bye-bye.